Hi sir, magandang hapon po.
Tanggalin mo na lang yan. Sabay na tayo magka-COVID.
Sir, magandang hapon po. Maricel Halili po from TV5. Sir, last Monday, after your talk to the people, Senator Manny Pacquiao released a list of government agencies na allegedly involved daw po sa corruption, which includes the DOH. How do you plan to respond to that, sir?
Well, I will tell everybody, mention sila ni Pacquiao na may corruption, that they should cooperate 100%. Yung mga, alam mo, yung sa health, yung forward nila, yun yung mga accounts na bayaran ng World Bank, pati Asian Development Bank. Ang yung papel doon, nandoon na pinumard na ata ni ano. So, if the Pacquiao does not know it, I've been telling people that itong gastos ng pandemic, naghiram tayo ng pera sa World Bank, and kung may obligasyon tayo, all they have to do, yung mga creditors can go to non-bank, to the World Bank and claim their dues. Wala hong hinawak ang pera. So, maghanap pa si Pacquiao ng iba. Siya yung may sabi may corruption. So, it is his burden to identify the office, and failing to do it, failing to prove his case na may corruption, mahirap talaga itong, when you are a champion in boxing, it doesn't mean to say that you are a champion in politics. So he's blubbering his mouth, tapos na. I am waiting for result for the next department that he would choose to investigate. Pero imbestigahan niya ito, ha. Upuan niya ito. Upuan niya ito, mag-imbestiga siya, huwag siyang padaloy-daloy, at kung meron man siya ibang kompromiso, ata yata he has a scheduled fight, but suddenly nag-back out. Probably he knows that he is too old for that. And failing in his boxing career, kung matalo siya, he's a gunner actually.
Sir,
Kailangan manalo siya. Pag tatalo siya,
Sir, does it mean na Senator Manny Pacquiao is totally out of the picture when it comes to the presidential and vice presidential bet of PDP Laban? Does it mean that you will not support him in any way?
well, actually, si Inday wala pa. We were holding, nirindahan namin yung kabayo namin. Because we had, nandyan si Pimentel, siya, and others. But suddenly, he could not maybe wait for the announcement that PDP will go for him. Ayun, nagwala. Nagsabi, corruption dito, corruption doon. He has been with government for so long a time as a senator. My question to Pacquiao is, bakit ngayon ka lang nagsalita? At bakit umatras ka doon sa boxing? Kasi alam mo, kung matalo ka, you are a gunner. Wala ka. Wala ka talaga.
Sir,
And those are your inconsistencies in your career.
Sir,
Hintay kami kung sino pa. Pero I expect him to sit in Congress, do not go anywhere, finish, and find out the corruption that you are talking about. Kung mag-report ka lang, dalawa, isang buwan, then I would say that you are a shit. shit is a shit. Magtrabaho ka, hiningi mo yan, nandyan yung mga papel, start investigating, do not go elsewhere. Comply first with your duty as a senator. Tapusin mo yan, nandyan yung mga papeles. Huwag kang pa-absent-absent.
Okay. Salamat po, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. I'm Joyce Balancho from ABS-CBN. Just like to ask, sir, what's the final decision? Do you have a final decision whether or not you will run for Vice President? Because some are saying medyo confusing daw po yung recent remarks ninyo on
You are
alok
from
sa inyo.
ABS-CBN?
Yes, sir.
So, ABS-CBN is expecting me to lose because they were campaigning against me?
No, sir.
But what hindi
So
ko
I'm
na-
just following up a story regarding a possible vice presidency that you might seek, since you've mentioned some of your sentiments in your previous public speeches.
pang ano lang yun sa political leverage, you would know what is a lame duck. Kaya ikaw, hindi ka talaga papayag na maging shit ka rin. So nandito ka, you try to posturing yan, political posturing, so that they would not treat you badly. Kasi paalis na ako eh. Ngayon, kung natakbo ako ng Vice President, manalo ako, kung hindi ko ka-aliado yung Presidente, all I have to do is to join the military and the police in the fight against crime, drugs especially, and also maybe go around the ASEAN countries for a more cohesive relation between them. Kasi wala na ako eh.
Sir, you are down to your last year as president. Where do you plan to focus on?
Again, I'm down to the last...
Your last year as president, where
Yes.
do you plan to focus on?
what?
Saan niyo po balak, sir, na mag-focus po in your last year as president?
Oh.
Apo.
Yun, nasabi ko sa iyo. Maybe at this time you can say that maybe para to maintain the equilibrium sa lahat, consider me a candidate for the vice presidency at this time. Pero sabi ko naman, space, kasi si Romualdez, kasi I promised him, ganito ang nangyari niyan, ulitin ko. Noong bagong eleksyon, pagkatapos, nagpunta si Lord Velasco, si Speaker, pati si Cayetano, nag-ano sila kung sino talaga. Pumasok itong latecomer na si Romualdez. Sinabi ko kay Romualdez, wag ka, I pulled him aside in one corner and I whispered to him, wag mo na lang guluhin because if you run for Vice President, I will support you. So if Romualdez would hang on to that commitment, sabi ko nga, if there is space lang, kung wala,
Last na lang po for me, Mr. President, why didn't we call for the extension of Bayanihan 2 funds? I believe, sir, yung Bayanihan 2 law has already expired and some are saying sayang daw po na hindi po na-extend. There are many projects of the government, especially our COVID-19 response, that are not yet funded as of this time.
Hindi ko nakuha ito, but ang ating kasing problema, the real problem can be answered in one statement. Yung supply. Right at the beginning of the COVID, when everybody was scrambling to get hold of vaccines, were it not for China who donated, that was our first grab. And subsequently in trickles. Palit-liit lang, 50,000, gano'n. Then another 1 million, I think from COVID. Yan ang problema natin. I do not see any problem kay Galvez. I do not see any problem kay Health Secretary. Gusto nga nila paalisin. Sabi ko, bigyan mo ako ng rason na paalisin ko ito, si DOH. Wala akong nakitang kasalanan. Bakit ko tanggalin? Against the advice of the many, even cabinet members, sabi ko, I will stick with the man na walang kasalanan and working only, doing his job. There is no coherent reason why Duque should be out. Pero kung gusto niyang umalis, ibang istorya yan. Pero really, nahihiya ako. Mahiya ako mag-ano ng tao na walang kasalanan. After all, ako yung sabi sa kanya na join me here. Yung sa sinasabi ni mo sa vaccine, as they come, but remember that we have yung dumating ngayon should be intended for the second dose. Kailangan iuna muna sila. So when you say that there is 1 million, and if there is already 1 million vaccinated for the first time, that 1 billion will go to them for the second shot.